Do you have a lot of cats in your neighborhood?
Well, we have the perfect solution.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the High Desert Podcast, broadcast live from beautiful Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm Rob, a member of the growth team here at the shelter.
And I'm Ben Swan. I'm the Public Information Officer. And we have a great show for you today. It's all about cats, really, and some dogs. And we really want to thank you, our podcast listeners, who we have decided to call you the Pod Squad.
Pod Squad.
Just thank you so much for tuning in to listening to us and watching us and learning all about the Santa Fe Animal Shelter and all the programs we have. Because without you, we wouldn't be able to do everything we can do. So please tune in, give us your questions, and learn about everything. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We can't do this without you. And we have a very special guest today.
Besides Baby. Baby is in my hand right
We have
now.
multiple special guests. We have Ichiban and Maybe or Baby?
Baby.
Baby? Okay, great. Oh, she's really getting in there on the mic.
She's a baby.
Ben, do you want to tell the audience the Pod Squad, a little bit about our guest?
Sure, Rob. So our guest is Kelly Moore, and she is the director of community outreach. And not only is she works on the baby is a little bit upset with me right now. I don't know why, but Kelly Moore is an incredible person. She's done a lot for the shelter, and right now she's really out on the streets talking to people about what they can do for if there's any problems with their cats or neighborhood cats or community cats, and also dogs.
We're also going to have our pet news segment and pet tip of the week with Emily, our favorite animal behaviorist. Ben, is it true that your pets help you choose what to wear in the morning?
Well, somebody has to, don't they?
They must be huge Johnny Cash fans.
They have walked the line a couple of times, something like that. But no, they're really awesome. So every morning they get all excited about me going to work, and so I let them decide what I want to wear. One will sniff out a shirt, and Jimmy, my big boy, he loves to decide what color of socks I should wear.
Thank you so much for that, for that very detailed account of your morning routine.
So he takes the socks in his mouth and he meets me in the living room, and I put them on.
I wish I had somebody to help me with my my ensemble every day.
But this morning, of course, I don't know if you noticed, I was a little late because he decided he wanted to run outside with the socks until I encouraged him to come back and please let me put my socks on, and he did. They're a little wet, but that's the price you pay for pets.
Well, I'm glad you have a personal assistant to handle those tough decisions for you, Ben.
Thank you.
No problem. We're going to move right into our, pet news segment. This is pet news. Okay. Ben, we have, for this week's pet news segment, a story coming to us all the way from Wall Street, specifically the Wall Street Journal, about Citigroup banker David Brownstein, I can't say I know how to pronounce his name, who's an executive who's actually charged with helping Puerto Rico out of its debt situation that it's in right now. But he's taken it upon himself to also be rescuing these stray dogs that have become quite a bit of an issue in Puerto Rico. They think there's about 300,000 of them.
Wow, that's a lot of dogs.
That's a ton. It's a ton. And in Puerto Rico they call them satos. They're kind of small, brown with black muzzled dogs, about 30 pounds, and various sort of philanthropists and wealthy folks from New York and New Jersey have gotten together to try to export these dogs out of Puerto Rico and bring them to shelters here in the United States, mainly on Long Island and New Jersey. And it's interesting because one of the Puerto Rican development experts that they cite in the article mentions that that there are a lot bigger problems to deal with in Puerto Rico, and he finds it interesting that these Americans come here to rescue these dogs when there are so many other issues. And as you probably all know from now the viewership, I brought my dog back from Honduras. And Ben here actually wrote an article about people doing this phenomenon.
Actually, it's a well-known problem that Puerto Rico unfortunately doesn't do a lot to spay and neuter their animals, right, which would ultimately ease the problem if they did spay and neuter their animals. But a lot of people in Santa Fe who visit Puerto Rico, they often bring dogs back and try to find homes for them. Mm-hmm. I know somebody in town, Claudia Inouye, who used to her and her husband run Toy Automan. They have 2 dogs that they brought from Puerto Rico, and they love those dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's an interesting perspective to have maybe on things. I agree that it's always great to try to fix problems in your own backyard. But I also think if you're hit emotionally by something, like I was seeing Leche on the street when I was living abroad, you kind of can't really help it. And if that's what you're compelled to do, and it's obviously a positive thing, I think you should do what you can.
What we say is a life is a life. I mean, does it matter that it comes from California that you saved that life? Is it New Mexico? It's really important to focus on local and regional issues. But when we can save lives and we have the ability to save lives, we should think more globally.
Exactly. Nobody denies that there's pets in need here, in the U.S., but sometimes you're just struck by such a situation and you have to act. And so I commend these folks for doing that. So now we're going to have Emily on, our favorite animal behaviorist, with our pet training tip of the week. And immediately afterwards, we're going to have our special guest, Kelly Moore, to tell us a little bit about what she does. And we have some interesting surprises for you, too. But right now, here's Emily with Pet Tip of the Week.
Hey, Ben and Rob. Thanks for letting me be a part of your show. Trainer Emily here, and welcome to Training Tip Tuesday. This month, we'll be focusing on puppies. If you're planning on bringing a new puppy into your home, that can be a lot of fun, but puppies can also be a lot of trouble. Basically, it's a lot like bringing a new child into your house. You have to think about how to keep your puppy safe. This is Polaris. Say hi, Polaris. When you first bring your puppy home, you want to figure out, where am I going to keep my puppy confined? This is an X pen or a puppy pen, and that's a great way to keep your puppy confined. You can also use baby gates and keep them confined to a room, or crate training. We'll talk about crate training another time. You want to make sure your puppy has lots of good, safe toys to explore. Not only does this keep them occupied, but it also helps them develop their mind. What's that? Get that. Okay. Now, wherever you keep your puppy, and frankly your whole house, you're going to want to puppy-proof your house, just like you baby-proof a house for a new child. Think about wires, things that might be breakable, and your puppy could potentially knock over. If you have something expensive out, you may want to put that away until your puppy is a little bit older and more trustworthy. As long as they have lots of safe things to chew on, they make them less likely to chew on your more expensive stuff. Also think about areas in your home. If you have stairs, you don't want your puppy to be falling downstairs, because they can. The shelter does have puppy classes available, and if you're interested in that, please contact the shelter for more details. So thank you very much, and I will see you next week.
Thank you so much, Emily, for all that helpful information. I know our audience, the Pod Squad, will find it very useful.
I don't know, I can't remember the Pod Squad theme music, but go ahead.
Kelly Moore is the director of our community outreach efforts here at the shelter. And she does some of our cat trapping and community outreach, trying to keep animals in the home. But she doesn't always catch cats while doing that. And Ben, do you want to tell us a little bit more about our guest?
So I don't quite understand what you mean by that. What does she catch? Well, I guess we'll find out later. But so Kelly has worn many hats at the shelter, and she's an incredible person who loves animals and loves the community. And so she tries to help those people with any problems they may have with cats, dogs, or anything at all. But she also is a certified thrifter, or what I would call professional. I don't know, did you have to go to school for that? Maybe not. She's a professional thrifter in that she finds incredible treasures at local resale stores, and including our wonderful Look What the Cat Dragged In. Our stores are just chock full of treasures. You've been in it, haven't you?
I shop there all the time, and there I think are literally treasures in there. Things that are
I got this shirt from
probably
there, but
thousands
you
of
didn't
dollars
get that shirt from there, right?
I got the shirt in high school.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars, worth thousands of dollars more than what we're selling them for. But without further ado, welcome, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
It's your first time on the High Desert Podcast. I'm turning your mic up a little bit here.
How
are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. It is my first time, and I'm thrilled to be here because I love this podcast. I think you guys are doing such a great job letting the community know about what we do here.
How about a meow for our
Kelly.
podcast for Kelly? Meow.
Are you asking the cat to do that, or are you
I was
meowing?
hoping our pod squad would do it.
I'll do it. Meow.
People at home, meow.
Thank you.
So, Kelly, without further ado, let's get into the real hard-hitting journalism we have set up here.
All right.
Could you tell us a little bit about the Gatos de Santa Fe program? It's an interesting initiative we have here.
Yes, the Gatos de Santa Fe program is the name of the shelter's TNR program. And TNR means trap, neuter, and return. And so we go out, we find cats in the community or areas that have a high number of feral cats or semi-feral cats. Then we go out, we trap the cats, we bring them in, we get them spayed and neutered. And then we return them after they've had a chance to recover from surgery. And what this does is this prevents them from having kittens in the future, which helps lower the population of feral cats in the community, which is a win-win for everybody. And we do this at no cost for the community. We just want to help the community have, better living areas when they have a high number of cats who live near.
And I think it's important to point out that you do return these cats to their colony, and most of these colonies, in fact, all of the colonies, have somebody who's really taking care of them.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out, because that is absolutely true. There are people who really love these cats, and even though they may not say that they own them, they do feed them. And quite often, these colony managers will bring them in themselves to get them spayed and neutered. And so we're really just helping people who don't have the resources to bring them in, or they don't have the physical capability to trap the cats themselves. And so when we also rent traps, so when there are just one or two cats, we ask the homeowners to just come in and rent a trap and do it themselves. But if there's usually 6 or more, we like to get out there because we can come with 15 or 18 traps at a time and really hit it hard.
And you and your team have the experience to be able to do that, so that's great. And we actually have a clip right now of Kelly out in the field doing this really important and kind of revolutionary work. Here it is. Today, Kelly prepares for a second trap day at a site harboring many adults and kittens.
The spot we're going to tomorrow is super important. I know we missed some kittens, so I'm really anxious to get those kittens today because we don't want to leave any kittens behind that can start reproducing in 6 months. They have spring, summer, and fall that the same cat will have kittens in. So the numbers are astronomical. If that's 7 kittens per litter, that's 21 kittens. And so not catching that one is not catching 21 kittens. Every cat counts. Really, my biggest worry every time I go out is I'm not going to catch any cats. If I don't catch any, then I just have to keep going back. There is no quit. So a lot of this is waiting, letting the cats feel comfortable. I think we have one, so we'll go check it out. So we caught a dog, which is better than a skunk or a raccoon. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be my first cat of the day. And so it was pretty funny when I came back and there it was a dog. So we have one right here. It's exciting because it's sort of like fishing. And when we find that right spot, they'll keep going in. I love that video because that is so true. That once you find that one spot, they will keep going in that trap. Even if they've seen other cats get trapped in that trap, they'll keep going in. So it's really fun, and we take such good care of the cats once they go in the trap. It doesn't hurt them, and so it's just really exciting to know that they're going to get spayed and neutered and be able to come back to where they came from.
It's such a resource for our community.
Absolutely. And I love that you showed the spot about the dog because it's always fun. You never know when you get back to a trap what you've caught, and we have caught so many interesting things. We've caught a snake.
Something more interesting than a dog?
Yeah, exactly.
Snake.
What other sort of unusual things have you caught?
Well, we caught a snake. It was fortunately went in and out on its own, so we didn't have to get it out of the trap. And then I've caught 2 skunks. And
what was that like, Kelly?
Well, I was skunked.
You were not.
I was sprayed by the skunk. Well, I did I did research on how to get a skunk out of a trap, and I was employing the methods that I was supposed to use to get the skunk out of the trap, but I didn't know that skunk spray could go up in the air over
oh my gosh, yeah.
the sheet that I had as I moved forward, and so he sprayed it over the top of the sheet, and I was looking up at the time going, oh no. And so, of course, it went into my face and my mouth. It was very exciting.
Many dog owners have dealt with the same thing that you have had to deal with, but you didn't use tomato juice to clean that smell off?
I did. Tomato juice does not work.
Yeah, I've heard that too. What did you find?
However, they do on the internet now. They have this really great combination of Dawn dish liquid, hydrogen peroxide, and I can't remember the third thing, but it takes the smell out immediately.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. Thank goodness.
There's another pet tip for you. A bonus. Kelly, can you tell us a little bit about one of your other programs, Mi Perros Familia?
Oh, yes, that's it's a newest program, and we're so excited about this program because it's to help family dogs, family pets. So we want to be able to respond to the needs of the community when they are having issues with their dogs, such as do they have behavior issues? Do they have issues with the fencing? Are the dogs getting out all the time and ending up at the shelter? Because we'd like them to call us and let us come in and get them free behavior help. We are looking right now for volunteers who can help us with fence repairs or donated supplies. And we just want to be a resource in the community so we can help those citizens keep their pets so that they don't end up at the shelter. It's a win-win for them and it's a win-win for us because our main goal is to keep the family and the pets together. And we want to just help fill in whatever spaces we can help fill in to make that happen long term.
Great.
What I love about the program is the relationship that you build with those people that you meet.
And
that really helps to cement that bond that people have with their family, with their pets, and with their families. So
yeah, I think that's the part of the program I love the most of all three programs in the community outreach is that we are talking to people every day, and they're so enjoyable, and they're so welcoming, and they just take us into their homes and talk to us without any hesitation. And I just love that people are so generous.
And we had Kelly and I kind of accidentally connected on her first fence repair job yesterday.
Oh yes, that's such a good story. Should we tell that?
Yeah, we had a garbage truck tip over in the middle of the road near the office or near the shelter yesterday, and I had to take a detour and happened to run across two dogs in the road or kind of walking on the sidewalk. Followed them back to where they kind of naturally led me to a house where there was a fence in disrepair that they had obviously gotten out of. I talked to the owner real quick, just saying, hey, you can call the shelter and we can fix this for you. And sure enough.
Yeah, so then I got this call, and I didn't know any of that. So I got this call from a homeowner. I went out within the hour to look at the fence, and she was telling me that a shelter employee had brought them back. And so when I got to the shelter and Rob told me this story, I was like, oh, it's you.
Things going full circle.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah. It's been great.
And that's the way it works in the community too.
Yeah, and people have been very open to these initiatives that Kelly's been doing, and she has a great team that's she's been
Really
able to
great
cultivate to facilitate all of this success. Now, without further ado, we have another surprise game show.
What? Surprises? Games? I don't think I like it. Okay, what about this game, Rob?
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes.
I'm totally
You don't
ready.
even know what you're ready for, but you're ready.
No.
And I like that sort of
Is it
attitude.
tic-tac paw?
Well, I decided to entitle this particular game Gatos Encerrados, which is a Spanish term, euphemism, for what a room smells like if there's been a cat trapped in there.
A cat trapped in a room?
Yeah,
That's it.
Kelly knows that smell.
Okay, I'm very familiar with that smell. I have smelled like that personally many times.
But it's essentially a tic-tac-toe game, but animal shelter themed. But you'll each have to answer a question to win your opportunity to fill one of these squares. Who wants to be red and who wants to be blue?
I want to be red.
I'll be blue. Okay. That worked out good. Blue's
That's
my favorite
good.
Great.
color.
Blue is my favorite color, too, but I knew it was yours, so I decided to be red.
You
Oh,
were
isn't that
so sweet
sweet?
and generous.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
happen all the time.
first question is for Kelly,
Okay,
because she's our guest.
I'm ready.
How many times, Kelly, do cats breed a year in Santa Fe? Or what's the maximum number of times they breed a year?
If they're outside cats, they can breed 3 times a year, and if they have a warm environment somewhere, they might kick in that fourth
Oh my
fourth
gosh,
time
that's
too.
a lot.
That is
That's a lot.
that is true. So
Yay.
please draw 3 litters of kittens in one of your squares.
Oh, 3 litters? 21 cats?
Go for it.
I don't know how you can do
How
that.
much time do I have?
10 seconds.
Oh,
That's excellent. Good job. Okay, next question.
That looks like the gravel outside.
they're all together.
Ben.
Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, yes.
What is the gestation period for a cat? In other words, from conception to birth, how long does it take for a cat to
I didn't
be-
really prep, but I would say
Preg-
40 days. What is it?
Is that correct?
I would
This
say,
isn't a rebuttal.
It's probably about 2 months, 1 month, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say 6 to 8 weeks or so.
That's
I
not 40
agree.
days, but we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. 2 months.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I wasn't sure either. It's yeah.
2 months.
I was thinking because it's Lent.
No, he has to draw. He has to pick a
Oh
square. and
yeah.
draw.
I was gonna
And
get
so
your
what do I
points.
get to draw?
A cat fetus.
That's pretty. That's yeah.
Inside a pregnant cat.
There we go.
That's excellent.
We're doing such a good job already, I can tell.
Approximately how many stray cats live at large in Greater Santa Fe, Kelly? And I'll give you some leeway with the number here.
Oh, thank you, because I haven't looked at those stats for a while.
Do you mean community cats?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that we were talking about anywhere from 3,500 to possibly 4,000.
Excellent. Good job.
Oh,
yes.
I feel so
Okay, pick
happy.
another square.
All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot we're doing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you guys ever played tic-tac-toe before with the squares you're picking.
I'm ready.
What? I
But
thought that
let's
was a good
actually, well, okay, go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah.
What am I
What
drawing?
are you drawing?
What are we drawing?
4,000 stray cats.
Oh,
Excellent. Perfect job.
okay.
We're going to switch species here.
Okay.
Ben, what is the leading cause of why what is the leading cause of why dogs jump fences other than just being curious? Why is it?
Leading cause?
Yes. Why do dogs generally try to get out of their yard?
Actually, because if it's a male dog, they're trying to get a female dog, so it's heat.
You guys are 4 for 4. Excellent job.
And I guess I'll go doing can I do a fence and a dog jumping over that fence like this?
Sure. That's more proper than what I was going to have you draw.
Tic-tac-toe.
There we go.
Okay. Just the play-by-play for our audio listeners. Ben just made a massive block of Kelly on this tic-tac-toe board
Darn you.
with a picture of a bat hanging right side up or a dog jumping a fence.
A dog jumping a fence.
Okay. Excellent.
So I want you to put yours here next time.
No, I'm blocking you.
Oh.
You have one spot left, and I'm going to get that spot
Okay.
if it's the last thing.
Okay. Name one way that is both legal and humane to contain your dog in the yard, Kelly. Legal
That's
and
a trick
humane
question.
way to
That
contain
sounds
your
like a
dog in
trick
the yard.
question.
It's actually very easy. You can answer it whatever
So
way
if
you
you-
want.
I want to answer
If
it
you
so I
ma-
can beat her.
Just
No, so
let
a
her go
humane
first.
way to keep your dog in the yard
Yeah.
is to build a fence that's high enough so your dog won't jump over it
And maintain that fence.
and maintain that.
Excellent
That's
answer.
correct.
Dang.
Please,
That's what I wanted to
please
do.
try to rebut Ben's.
I am going to fill
drawing
this
of a
Don't
fence.
block me.
I'm going to block Ben so hard.
Are you
Here
going to do it
we
with
go.
a fence or what are you going to do? Oh, no.
I'm going to do it with a big circle.
Circle. Oh, like tic-tac-toe.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
You are blocked.
Ben,
a
do you have
cycle.
do you have another way that people can contain their animals in the yard?
Well, yeah, sure. People can contain their. Let's see. The best way is a fence.
Yeah,
But
that's
you can in the city do a trolley system where the dog has access to water. It is on a lead that goes back and forth. It's not the ideal way, but if you are stuck and you don't have a fence, that is a legal way of doing it. That's humane as well.
That's
And
right.
Our program helps with those trolley systems too.
Okay,
by the
so
way.
now I'm going to do 2 squares like this. Yeah, I'm going to just
Wait,
take
you
2
haven't
squares.
answered- You haven't answered a question yet.
No.
That was a question.
Only one square. Pick a square, Ben.
I'm gonna
There
put
we
a
go.
smiley
You got the
face.
middle one. Okay, Kelly.
I see how you are. All right.
Okay. Kelly, last
Oh, no, I meant to
potentially
do it
the last
here.
question. No.
Yeah,
I get to block Ben again.
Kelly,
No, you get to
Yes.
win.
you get to. This is the coup de
Eins,
grace.
zwei, drei.
Ooh, okay, get ready.
How, Kelly, can the public identify a cat that has already gone through the TNR program? In other words, visibly, just looking at this cat, how can they tell that this cat has been spayed, neutered, and returned to the
too
property?
easy.
I love this question. I
Good.
love telling people this question because they're always it's an aha moment for them.
Mm-hmm.
So during surgery, they get their left ear tip clipped just 1/4 of an inch so that from a distance you can identify that cat has already been spayed and neutered.
Excellent job, Kelly. Can you draw a picture of a clipped ear in that last square?
And you get
I
to win.
will.
Tipped
And
ear?
by the way, mention it's the winning picture.
She's the winner.
Hooray! Kelly's the winner with.
Yay.
So I have a quick thing.
I get to win.
How else can you be a winner if you go to our resale stores? You were talking about being the thrifting queen
Oh.
of Santa Fe.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but you're a winner when you go because there are such great bargains. I just love to pop in and just do the rounds and check out because they always get new stuff in every day. And they have great prices. I have found some fabulous fabric, some great furniture, just little nice finds.
Yeah, and our stores are so incredible. One's on north side of town at 5 on Cordova Road, and then one's on the south side of town on Camino Entrada. Hey, thank you, Kelly, for coming in. And if people wanted to know more about your programs and all the things that you do. Of course, they can go to our website at sfhumanesociety.org. But what's the phone number that they may be able to call just to talk to you?
Yeah, we just moved into our new offices, so we would love for you to contact us at 474-0515. And thank you for having me. It was just such a great fun and pleasure.
And I gave you that, right? Don't you think I gave you that too?
Okay, let's not start an argument.
No, Ben, you did not.
Thank you so much, Kelly, and thank you to all our viewers out there who decided to join us for another week of the High Desert Podcast. It's so important for us to have you watch. Please subscribe, share this video, adopt, donate. You can find it, of course, wherever you're watching it now, but also on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, on your iPhone and on your Android phone. It's everywhere. You can't escape it.
Yeah. And if you go into a cat stores, I know they like to play it live on Thursdays when we post it on Facebook, so you'll be able to hear it there. And then I also wanted to tell everybody thank you for our podcast, Pod Squad, and we would love to hear more from you. We'd also love to see some photos, share them on a podcast. So Rob will tell you a little bit about a contest or just a fun thing that we're going to be doing here soon, right?
Exactly. Right in the next few weeks, we are going to have a pet mustache contest. So please...
That doesn't mean that you should put a mustache on your pet.
Do not take a magic marker to your pet and draw a mustache. This is for people who have pets that already have mustaches. And so please send those pictures or stories or videos
Post them on our Facebook page or send them to podcast at sfhumanesociety.org.
He's got it. Thank you all so much for joining us, and please have a good week. Have a good week,
Bye.
Ben. Thank you, Kelly.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks,
Good seeing you.
Ikaban and baby.